Sponsored by Lucozade. Well, it's actually not, but if you want a drink sponsored in the Prem predictions, you know where to find us. Anyway, welcome back to a new week of games. The international break is finally over, and after certain videos, we brought on our special guest today, Jean-Jérôme Bidal. Welcome to the Premier League prediction. What?
Jeremy Beadle. We got a few people with that, but thank goodness the Premier League football is back. I mean, I love England, but I love the Premier League as well.
I love international break. I love an April Fool's Day, and if you got fooled, tell us in the comments. I know most of you didn't, because we did basically the same thing last year, but our channel's doubled since last year, so we thought we'd prank a few of the newbies. Anyway, let's get on with the Premier League predictions. How did we do last week? It wasn't really last week, it was about a year ago. But
it was, I can barely remember. There's only 4 games, so the scores were low. Thogden, you got 2 points. Seb on golf, what a great guest. He got 3 points, and THOGDAD also got 3 points.
Okay,
so it hasn't changed.
I was really worried when you first said me first on 2 points. I was thinking 4 than 8 or something. That's okay.
I know. But overall, Theo, 173 to the guests, 184 to you, and 214 to THOGDAD.
Okay, well, the guests need to get some points in, so we brought on Ollie Ball here.
No way, we got Ollie Ball.
We've got Ollie Ball. Welcome to the Premier League. We need, Dad, the guests need a bit of a boost. They need a review. The teams need a review, not the food. So let's see if he can give them a little boost. Right, THOGDAD, before we get into any games, what is the like target today?
12,000.
Why do you keep going for low like target? The Premier League is back!
Okay.
Best league in the world, and what, you giving that?
14,000.
Make it 20,000. Don't be a mug like THOGDAD. Be a legend. Be a TDL member. And get 20k likes. Let's get to the first game.
And the first game is Chelsea in 4th against West Bromwich Albion in 19th. And Chelsea doing great under Thomas Tuchel.
Yeah.
And a win here could push them very close to Leicester. Now, did you see that Timo Werner miss for Germany?
Well, I know one of us was going to mention that. Germany lost to North Macedonia 2-1.
Yeah.
So it's not just bad for Werner, it's bad for Havertz.
That's an April Fool's prank, Theo. Come on.
I'm serious. Havertz and Werner started, and Germany lost to North Macedonia at home.
But West Brom, it's bad for them as well. Big Sam magic is not working. But you know what, Theo? This has to be an easy home win.
Yeah.
2-0 to Chelsea.
Yeah, Werner probably will miss a sitter, but Chelsea still have quality there. Mason Mount was unreal for England. Played all 3 games. In the first 2, he was incredible. The last game, he was decent. So I'm sure he'll get a goal for Chelsea. Sam Johnston didn't get any game time for England, but he'll be happy with the call-up. Chilwell represented England well, and I think Chelsea will have enough in their team to win 2-0. I think I agree with you on the first one. Let's go over to our guest, Ollie Ball.
Hello, Thogden and THOGDAD. It's Ollie Ball here. Thank you for having me on. But, let's get cracking, shall we? Chelsea, West Brom. Chelsea are a good side, aren't they? West Brom kind of struggling a bit. Doing all right, but Chelsea 2-0.
And the next game is a Yorkshire derby. It's Leeds United in 11th against Sheffield United in 20th. Now, the last game week, if I can remember right, Patrick Bamford, the hero, a goal and an assist, but he didn't get a call-up for England, did he, Theo?
He didn't, and he'll want to score in this game to show Southgate what he's missing out on. He gave Watkins the call-up, who went on to score. Having said that, Calvin Phillips played for England.
Yeah.
Thank God he was off set pieces for that last one where Foden whipped it in, stones to Maguire, and we got the winner versus Poland, eh, Dad?
We certainly did. Sheffield United, tragic this season. 4 wins, 14 points. Now, Leeds are going to win this one. Sheffield United are just playing for a bit of White Rose pride. 2-1 to Leeds.
That's the thing. The Blades are down, but this is derby day.
Yeah.
And I think Leeds are too good for them, so I'm going to go 2-0. It wouldn't surprise me if Blades nick a goal knowing the game. There's been a lot more competitive derbies of this in the past because there was more to play for. Like when they were both in the Championship, that was just insane. I remember when Sheffield United got a winner away at Leeds and Chris Basham was sliding head first into the fans. It's not the same like that anymore with the players and the teams they're in. So 2-0 Leeds. Let's go over to Ollie Ball.
We've got a bit of Leeds versus Sheffield United. Sheffield United right at the bottom there, aren't they? Not a good side in my eyes. Got a few good players, not a good side though. Leeds, great side. Big Patty Bamford, bang, 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 goals. Fox in the box, that's what he is. 3-0 Leeds.
And now for the game of the week, it's Leicester City in 3rd against Manchester City in 1st. And Leicester City have been brilliant recently without Barnes and Maddison. 10 points in 5 games.
Yeah, but it's been an international break. It's exactly what they probably didn't want, being the form team, not just in the league, but also in the cup. They beat Sheffield United 5-0. Kelechi Iheanacho scored a hat-trick in that game, maybe 4 goals, I even forget. But now he's playing against his old club.
Yeah.
So there's the whole Kelechi talk. James Maddison and Harvey Barnes, they must be fuming that they're not getting any minutes for England. They weren't even called up. What do you think about that?
I think that is very, very harsh. But going over to Man City, I mean, they're just brilliant. 14 points clear. Top scorers, best defence. Could be wrapped up in 2 or 3 weeks, couldn't it?
It's boring speaking about City because it's all positive. There's nothing to debate. And we know their quality. Will they keep it up? Probably. John Stones had a funny old international, break. In the last game against Poland, he was the mistake for the Poland goal, but then set up the winner, so we're not going to have a go at him. I've got a feeling this will go 3-1 either way.
Ooh.
I think Leicester could win it because they beat City 5-2 way at the start of the season, and not many teams have got results of City apart from Manchester United and stuff like that. So I reckon it'll go Leicester 1, Man City 3, but it wouldn't surprise me if it ends Leicester 3, City 1. It's going to go one of 2 ways.
Right, I'm going for Leicester City 0, Manchester City 1. But what I want to know, Ollie Ball, this game, do you chuck it or scran it?
Oh God, fuck that.
Isn't that TikTok?
You're a boomer, you.
Leicester are a great side at home. They're at home. City are just good everywhere though, aren't they? So I'm going City 3-1. I'm going to go City.
And now for Arsenal in 9th against Liverpool in 7th. 2 Big Six teams outside the Big Six. But at this point, Theo, an Arsenal fan, he was a friend of ours. He was a guest 3 weeks ago. Claude, rest in peace. You were one of a kind. We'll never forget you.
Yeah, I went on a podcast with him where we actually spoke about, things deeper than just football in terms of, mental health and normal life outside of just talking to a camera about Arsenal. And I really got to know Claude on that. Met him a few times, one of the most humble and lovely guys, so rest in peace, and my thoughts go out to his family and friends.
Absolutely well said, Theo. Now, Arsenal last game week, they drew 3-3 with West Ham. What a game. And Lacazette outshone Aubameyang, didn't he? A goal and an assist.
Yeah, Aubameyang's now come back with a Travis Scott haircut, so he's a little bit nutty now. Kieran Tierney had a great international break. He got 3 assists in 1 game against Faroe Islands, but he's still got to beat what's in front of you. Scotland have been alright. Curtis Jones, on the other hand, hasn't been so alright, and I don't know if he'll be playing in this game, but in the England under-21s, we got knocked out after beating Croatia 2-1. Curtis Jones scored, but then lost it after the game. 98th minute, got a red card as he just wanted to... I don't know what was said, but he was angry. Jota had a really good international break for Liverpool. He outscored Ronaldo and Bruno, so that's not too bad. Would you have him over Firmino in that Liverpool team?
I would actually at the moment. I think he's a fine player. Now, it's hard to call this one. Liverpool have won 2 and lost 3 of the last 5. And Theo's just spilt his Lucasade bloody everywhere. And like a true professional, I went on.
Oh my God, I need to get a cloth before this goes onto the camera. I'm not even going to talk. I'm not even going to talk.
And right, I'm going to bring in someone who's a lot more professional. Right, I've brought in a presenter who's going to make a lot less mess. Thogbear, what's going to happen in this game? I'm going for a 1-1 draw. Thogbear.
2-1 Arsenal, Lacazette brace and Jota to score.
See, there's no room for mistakes in this channel, I'll tell you what. As soon as I spill my drink, Thogbear's replacing me. But no, coming back to the footy, I honestly reckon Arsenal 1, Liverpool 1. I think it'll be a draw. I can see maybe Arsenal turning up, but Liverpool, they've had their break. They probably needed that for their recent form, so 1-1 for us. But it's a huge game, and we've got the Everton fan, Ollie Ball, here. So for us to chat up line and also give us your score prediction. What are you going for, mate?
And Arsenal-Liverpool, being an Everton fan, I don't like Liverpool, so... straight and easy, Arsenal 3-0.
And now for Southampton against Burnley, 14th against 15th. They've got the same points and the same goal difference, Theo. Now, the thing about Southampton, they've lost 4 of the last 5, but they've got such good players. Vestergaard, Ings, Ward-Prowse. I don't get them.
I know, it's crazy. They've been on bad form, but they won 3-0 against Bournemouth. They're now in the semi-finals of the FA Cup, but you're telling me they can't win a Premier League game, apart from the Blades. I don't even know. It's Hayes and Hootle. Ward-Prowse, I watched for England. Unbelievable. Yes. He gets in my England midfield. If you want to see my full England 11 for the Euros, the video's on our channel. You can see both our teams. Ward-Prowse gets in mine. So that's a little bit of a sneak peek for you. The reason is set pieces. Best in Europe at set pieces. And I think he'll represent and get, I reckon, a goal. I think he'll score a free kick in this game. And I'm going to go back the Saints to win 2-1 against Burnley. One of those games that could go either way, but I'm going to back Southampton. What about you?
Wow, that is a big statement. Now Burnley and Southampton Southampton 7 points above the drop zone. I think they'll both be safe. Burnley only lost one of the last 5. You know what? I'm going for a 1-1 draw here.
Yeah. Also nice to see Nick Pope becoming a regular for England now.
Yes.
Clearly Sean Dyche has been, treating him well and improving him as a player, as a goalkeeper under Burnley in the last couple of years. He finally got a shot for the England #1 space, and you know what? He was really good for me.
Superb.
Now we just need Ben Mee and Tarkowski. Bring him in, lads.
But Ollie Ball, what do you reckon, mate?
Southampton versus Burnley. Burnley, very defensive side. Standard 4-4-2 every single week. The Sean Dyche football. Absolute top fella, Sean Dyche. 1-1.
Now for Newcastle United in 17th against Tottenham Hotspur in 6th. What can we say about Newcastle? 2 points above the relegation zone. At the end of this game week, they could be 18th here.
I know. It's nuts, isn't it? They've completely crumbled recently. Steve Bruce still hasn't been sacked.
Yeah.
I guess the owner's just thinking keep him till the end of the year. Or I don't really know what the owners are thinking, quite frankly, if he's still in a job. But I will give you some bit of hope. Spurs did lose to Newcastle at New White Hart Lane last year, where Jolinton scored. Weirder things have happened, guys. But no, I reckon Spurs will win this 3-0. I think there's too much firepower in that team. Gareth Bale's been representing Wales really well. 2 assists in 2 games. Bit of a playmaker there. And it was against tough opponents as well. Belgium and Czech Republic. Kane's the first man on the team sheet for England at the moment, doing well. So yeah, Spurs, I reckon there's enough in that to win.
Absolutely. Spurs' recent form as good as Man City, 12 points in 5 games, and Heung-min Son should be back for this game.
Really?
2-0 to Spurs.
Okay, Son back, that's big for them. That's too much. I can't see the Toon getting anything. I'm sorry, the Geordie lads out there. But yeah, let's go to Ollie Ball.
Newcastle Tottenham. What a game. Because Tottenham are going to lever him. 4-0 Tottenham.
And now for Aston Villa in 10th against Fulham in 18th. 2 teams who lost last game week. Now Aston Villa hopefully have got Jack Grealish back. Now with Jack Grealish, 1.6 points. Without him, 0.6. What a difference he makes.
Yeah, and I think he will be back. And what a better time to do it. I mean, Villa needed a break. They've been on really, I would say, quite poor form recently. A break was needed for them. So were Fulham, really. They both slipped off a bit. But if Grealish is playing, I think Villa will win. John McGinn's been scoring and representing Scotland at a high level of quality. So I think there's a lot of players in there that'll be ready to go. And I think Villa will win this one 2-1.
Yeah, Fulham lost 3 of the last 4. They've come off a little bit. But they're a difficult team to beat. You know what? Just go for a 1-1 draw here.
Yeah, I know. You'd love a 1-1 draw with Villa. Right, that's all from us. Ollie Ball.
Aston Villa versus Fulham. Now, Fulham picked up a bit of form, didn't they? But Aston Villa are a powerhouse this season. 3-1 Aston Villa.
And now for Manchester United in 2nd against Brighton and Hove Albion in 16th. It's the gritty Mancunians against the South Coast hipsters.
It really
no
is.
offence to Josh Fusion. Now, Man United have been brilliant over the last 5 games. Surely they're going to win this one, Theo.
Well, first thing I must mention, after watching the Poland-England game, Brighton should give Jacob Murder a game. Jacob Moda, whatever you say his name. But basically, he was unbelievable against England, and Brighton could do with him.
Now, Brighton smashed Newcastle, didn't they, last week? But can they get anything at Old Trafford?
Well, they probably wouldn't want a break after such a good result, but it did come. Luke Shaw has been back in the England team, played a couple games, and has been really good. I do think he'll be that, be covering for that left-back spot for the Euros. What about you?
Yeah, I agree, Theo. He's been brilliant. And overall, I think United will win this just 1-0.
Yeah, well, Rashford wasn't been playing for England because he's been rested to come back for this game. Pogba is finally back in the Premier League. He hasn't featured then yet for a while. And I reckon Bruno, mixed form for Portugal, but he's always better for United because he's the centre.
Yeah.
He's the centre role. Everything gives it to him. So United will be back with a comfortable win. 2-0 for me.
You've heard what we say, Ollie Ball. What do you reckon, mate?
Manchester United versus Brighton. Now, United, good side, aren't they? Fernandes, very overrated in my eyes. Good player, but overrated. 2-0 United.
And over to the middle of the table, Everton in 8th against Crystal Palace in 12th. Everton lost the last 2 games. And Palace in their usual mid-table mediocrity, no offence. What's happening here?
Well, it's at Goodison Park. DCL scored a couple goals against San Marino with his big noggins. He loves a goal. But yeah, he's been scoring. You have to say, a lot of the Everton players have basically been rested.
Yeah.
Because the South American footballers aren't playing football over this international break. They're all rested up and ready to go. And the Toffees players have quite a few of them. The likes of Richarlison, Yerry Mina and etc. But yeah, Eze had a tough time representing England under 21s. As we already spoke, they got knocked out And Eze did get a goal in the Croatia game, but they're out of it. And with that team, it's a bit of a disgraceful result. But what's your prediction for this one?
I'm simply going for Everton 2, Palace 0.
Okay, I'm going Everton 2, Palace 1. Different to you, but we both back the Toffees. Now let's hear from a Toffees fan. He'll be happy to hear our predictions, but what's he going for?
Everton, Palace, being an Everton fan, I always think Everton are going to win. We've done all right this season. Started well, had a bit of a dip, gained it back a bit, so I'm going to go Everton 6-0.
And finally, Wolverhampton Wanderers in 13th against West Ham in 5th. And Wolves surely can't wait for this season to end, Theo.
Yeah, it's a bit of a weird one. They've been scrapping for results. Without Jimenez, they're not been the same. But you know what? They've still got some pretty good talents in there. So you don't really know what Wolves team is going to turn up, you know what I mean? Against this West Ham game, I think they'll get a point. I'm going for a 1-1 draw, but big shout out to Declan Rice, absolute Rolls Royce of a midfielder, mate. He's my #1 midfielder in that England team come the summer, and he's got to keep smashing it for West Ham and don't get injured.
Absolutely, and in the last game week, it was Jesse Lingard once again, 1 goal, 1 assist, which was brilliant. You know what, Theo? I'm just going to agree with you, a 1-1 draw.
Decent.
But I want to know, Ollie Ball, what's happening, mate?
Wolves versus West Ham. That's a good game. That's a good game. West Ham, Thomas Souček is a machine. One of the best players in the Premier League. Hands down, he's a machine. So, yeah, thank you everyone, guys. Have a good one.
Right, that is all the games done. Get your score predictions for the game that you're most interested in the chat below. We're going to be responding to comments, liking them up. Thank you, Ollie, for coming on. His link to his TikTok and then your YouTube channel with his mate Jacob is in the description. Go push his YouTube especially, because that is where it's at. Thank you for watching this video. The Premier League is finally back and I want 20k likes for it. Not his 12 or 14k, that muggery. 20k.
That would be a ding-dang-do.
Defo Granite. Bye, guys.